Sometimes I feel that I maybe might be losing my mind. But I wonder, who would I be if I didn't feel as much as I do? Would I really be me if I wasn't so wild about the things in my life? For my sake, these feelings need their space. I need a moment to be as I am. I can't help it if this is who I am. When you walk into my life, don't you dare expect me to change. Bring a pinch of kind and some love, extend me grace, see me like you. I'm just trying my best to do the best that I can. For my sake, these feelings need their space. I need a moment to be as I am. I can't help it if this is who I am.
I'm not apologizing for pouring all my being into love. Half-hearted measures could never quite serve me the same. What's the point of living if I can't be led by my feelings? Is it fair to ask me to not be so overly sensitive? Won't you say it's not that deep when it is to me? For my sake, these feelings need their space.
I need a moment to be as I am. For my sake, these feelings need their space.
I need a moment to be as I am.
I can't help it if this is who I am.
Hey guys, welcome to your favorite late night sessions with your one and only Bean. Today we are joined by the beautiful, vivacious Sibabalwe to talk about ADHD. She's going to help me spread some awareness and share some information on this topic. Babes,
Boo, boo, boo,
welcome.
boo. Boo, 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 boo.
In the building.
Boo, 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 boo.
This is literally what's going on in my head while you're talking.
Yes, it's a pity I don't have those sound effects, but anyway, we'll make do.
Don't worry. Today, what you're talking to the right person with the right sound effects in her head. Don't worry.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. The teamwork.
Yes.
So,
yes.
tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us a bite size of who Sibabalwe is, what Sibabalwe is all about.
You bite size.
Okay, let them choke again.
That's much better. Sibabalwe Ngxola. I'm from South Africa. Born and bred Xhosa girl, queer black woman. This is like the very, very summarized version. You obviously had said beautiful already, so I don't need to get into that. And just a Mr. Person doing my best really in this life thing. To be honest, figuring it out along the way, finding ways to be fabulous about it, fun about it, real about it, you know.
You're doing it all, ma'am. You're doing it all.
Try. You know,
Yeah,
anytime
doing it
someone asks
all.
me like, "What do you do for a living?" I'm like, "My best, bro. This is
I'm my
where we're
best.
at.
I'm breathing. I'm living.
This is where we're at. We're at my best."
Yeah, man. That's all you need to give, really, because
Exactly. So
so it's
that's me.
October.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
How's your
mm-hmm.
October going? What's the weather doing over there? How's the weather weathering?
The
How are you
weather is
feeling?
weathering so nice. Let me tell you, okay? It's crop top season. The melanin is melanating. Every
That's
time
good.
I step out in the sun, I'm glowing. Okay?
Yes.
This is
Sun
what time
kissed.
it is. Sun kissed with the African kiss. Yeah, well,
Are you living your best life, Shem? The
honestly,
weather is dealing with me this side, but I'm
yeah,
happy for
no.
you.
The sun, and you know, there's even in the winter, this side I would go outside and just sit in the sun. Yo,
Mm.
yo, yo,
There's nothing like the African sun in winter,
yo.
hey? Nothing like it.
Yo.
Nothing like it.
And people would be like, "You're gonna get sick," you know the aunties. "You're gonna get
Yeah.
sick." Da, 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 da. I'm like, guys, where I'm coming from, ne?
This this is it. Where I'm coming from, this is living. This is life.
I'm like, no, we're living. Trust me. Don't worry. We're good here.
Yeah. I wish I was where you were, but anyway. Anywho, I will survive this winter. I will survive this cold.
Sending love and hugs. We also send, care packages. Don't worry, guys. Just shout, shout. We are here. We are together. We're a
Care bears
community.
worldwide.
Please, please. We will make
No,
sure that you survive.
you have to. What other choice do you have?
You know? You.
What other choice do you have? Anyway, it's October and it's ADHD Awareness Month. That's why we are
Mhm.
here. That's why we're here to, chop it up and share some information on
Yes.
this very broad topic. And yeah, basically, for those who don't know, ADHD is an attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, which is neurodevelopmental and affects emotions and attention
Mm,
and manifests itself
mm.
differently in different individuals at different life stages. But yeah, to you personally, what is HDHD?
Um, so I was actually laughing with a friend, telling them that I'm going to be having this chat with you,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm just everything's just going to be high definition, hey, high definition, everything. Yonke into high D,
HD.
high D. Like the conversation is going to be high D, the information
4K.
is going to be high D.
4K.
So, like you said, ADHD is an attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and it's a
Mm,
difference in brain development and brain activity and brain function that affects different people in different ways. So it can manifest itself in different ways. There's
mm,
three different subsets of ADHD, which I hadn't even known before I thoroughly dived into the journey, which is predominantly inactive, that has
yeah.
symptoms of inattention, predominantly hyperactive or impulsive, which you have symptoms of hyperactivity and impulsivity. And then there's combined, the mix, which is where I fit in.
Mm.
And I have symptoms of both, which has showed itself in things like, trouble to stay focused, phasing out, losing items, falling. Yo, I'm so clumsy. Yo, my knees. Being easily distracted, fidgety, that type of stuff. Talking too much, blurting stuff out too much, constant
Mm.
motion. So these are more like the physical stuff, that one would see.
That
But
one
to
would see.
me, yeah, to me, ADHD is just this thing that just rocked my life. Hey,
I
it's
can
rocked my
imagine.
life, and it's been such a mind blower. Like my brain has always felt like I'm living inside a very loud traffic jam,
Mm.
all the time, and there's just too many tabs open at the same time. Too many
Like
tabs
listening
open
to
at
10
the same.
different radio stations at the same time.
Exactly, exactly, and for some reason I'm hearing them all.
You're keeping track of all conversations.
you know
Yeah, no, it
and
sounds like it's a lot.
so that's really been it. It's been this rocker. I think I've got every time I say that, my mind is like Roklifatse. And it felt like that.
You. So wait, but then like the symptoms that you described,
Mhm.
I feel like every second or every third person low key goes through those things, but you don't really
Yes.
know to like you can't put a name to it or put a
Yeah.
finger on
Yeah.
it unless you actually take the step to want to know what's going on. So when did you know that it's ADHD and it's not just your personality or it's not just you being feeling like you're all over the place or whatever?
Okay, so um that just was me like the whole time. I'm one of those people that received a late diagnosis when it comes to ADHD, an adult diagnosis as well.
Mm,
So for a long time there were things where I just felt like, okay, this is me, this is just
mm,
how I am. And identifying the behavioral markers was hard because it just felt like it navigated into my personality and who I am so naturally. So
mm,
the things that would be focused on when ADHD is being looked at, like impulsivity, disorganization, difficulty
mm,
paying attention, struggling with, controlling and regulating your emotions. That stuff, it's not just popping up, it's consistent,
mm.
it's regular,
So
it's
it's like you
from,
learn to live with it. So that's why it just
yeah,
fused with
you're
your
doing it the
personality so
whole
well.
time from when you're a kid. A lot of girl children go undiagnosed for a long time, statistically more than boy children get diagnosed, because they tend to be able to mask these, like,
Yeah,
these
because that
these
sounds
physical
a lot like
behavioral things.
multitasking, eh?
Yeah.
And as girls, we have to multitask, Sana,
Yeah,
because
and
how are we
because
going to handle?
exactly, there's like this high functioning aspect, right? So
Yeah.
because of the high function, it's easy for a lot of people to slip through the cracks, and I was one of those people that slipped through the cracks. So I only got a diagnosis last year, actually,
Mm.
and even that was by accident. Because I was actually getting treated for something else. I was diagnosed with major depression and severe anxiety. And
Mm.
while I was getting treated for that, it was like, what's under the hood? Ta-da! Is
Yeah.
ADHD.
Buy one, get one free.
Buy one get quite a couple free, in fact. and the thing about it always seems like we're focusing, or people focus more on the, you're fidgeting, you're easily distracted, you have a difficulty
Mm.
sitting still, you're talking too much, which is just like what people think that ADHD is about. So that's why you'll hear a lot of ableist statements like calm down, or you're being dramatic, or
Oh no.
focus. Try
Just
harder.
focus.
Hi man, we all have a little bit of ADHD. We all get a little bit distracted, and it's not. It's not just you're making me laugh.
That sentence just threw me off. Because it's like, if I could, I would, hey?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to try and focus. And it's
But
so funny because one of the symptoms I experienced with my journey and my disorder is the hyperfocus, which a lot of people with ADHD suffer from. So it's actually funny
mm,
when people like focus, you're like, the problem is I'm a little
I
too
am.
focused.
I'm way focused than you are. That's the problem.
Exactly. And so outside of the physical symptoms, like I really try to, with my own community, and when I'm sharing and talking about ADHD and the challenges that are associated with it, is
Mm,
to share how the challenges I've experienced and the difficulties I've experienced navigating it with myself, right?
mm,
So the internal aspects as well as the external aspects, and how they can show up in the different places of your life, right?
yeah.
So the guilt that goes with, kind of knowing that something is up but not really knowing what it is, and
Mm,
the shame of feeling different, like it's off, but the embarrassing
mm,
moments that end up
yeah.
haunting you forever, because the hyperactivity isn't just physical, it's also mental. Your brain is constantly racing as well,
Mm,
so being negatively interpreted, or interpreting people negatively, having like this hectic relationship with your emotions, like being super sensitive to rejection, and having this painful relationship with it, deadlines and procrastination, you're being told you're lazy. I realized later, and so late, that I had to mask so much of myself and my behavior so that I could come across as normal. And one of the things that I dealt with and suffered with was that I felt so fake. I felt fake.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even though I'm like, I know I'm being myself, but I feel like I'm being fake in the world. And that
Like
for me was also like so
Ausa
painful.
X, Sibabalwe, Ausa
You know
X.
what I'm saying? And also, you know, with people telling you things like, yo, you're so dramatic, you're so sensitive, then you're like, snap, am I the drama?
Am I the drama?
But
Am
now
I the
also
villain?
you are the drama. So the
Oh,
challenges
and
of
it's trying to regulate that, but at the same time also trying to mask it, but at the same time also trying to get through it.
exactly, and it's so exhausting. And you know, so the daily functioning, getting started is a mess. Transitioning between modes is a mess. Finishing is a mess. And the biggest thing I really want to talk about as well and share is the executive dysfunctioning that people with ADHD experience on a day-to-day basis. And the what, the when, the why, the who, and how that affects each and every single aspect of your life. Nobody actually thinks about the cognitive processes that are involved, that the thoughts and the activities that make you as a person prioritize your tasks, manage your time, be self-aware, be self-motivated and self-motivating, emotionally regulating, understand and have a relationship with time. That's executive functioning. That's
Yeah.
quote unquote normal. And when you have ADHD, you have executive dysfunction.
It's the
So
total opposite. So
it's just wonked out. It's like a lot of mangled up, tangled up wires, and so your what is compromised. That's like your goals, your planning, your future, your activities. Your when is compromised. Your timing, how smooth it's going to go, how long it's going to be, your timeliness. Your why is impacted. Your emotions, your motivation, your self-motivation. Your who is impacted. Your self-awareness, your working memory, your internal conversation. It's a lot, and it's tiring because you've got this brain that fools you into thinking that you've got all this energy for things that you really don't.
yeah. And that in itself affects then every other social relation that you have,
Yeah.
because it's like a time management, and like how am
Yeah.
I gonna do it at work with my colleagues?
Yeah.
It's like how am I gonna do it with my friends and my family?
Yeah.
How am I gonna do it in romantic
Yeah.
relationships? Like
I had a
you.
one fight, one of my best friends,
Mm,
one of the biggest fights we've ever had in our relationship, was that I was constantly late.
mm,
And he had had enough. He'd had enough and he was sick of it, which is fair.
yeah.
And that day, he was picking me up. We are going to do something fun. And he had to wait outside my apartment for maybe like 7 to 10 minutes.
Mm.
And he was just done,
And because
you
it had
know?
been a build up, I mean,
Yes, of
in the
course.
normal world, 7 to 10 minutes is bearable. But because it had been a build up of always being late, that
Exactly,
was the
exactly.
last
And,
straw that
I'm,
broke the
I'm,
camel's back.
you're the late friend,
Yeah.
you're always late, that type of thing. So it was affecting our relationship, and he was tired of it. So in order to keep the relationship and manage, I had to put in tools in place that would make sure that I wasn't late in future.
Mm.
And that meant that
That must have been a lot of work though.
it still is. If you only knew what I did to make sure I was on time for our time. And then half an hour before, my brain decides that it needs to do everything before.
Everything else.
I need to
Yeah.
fold my clothes. I need to, quickly tidy up. I need to do the laundry, actually. And what about those notes? So
Mm.
he was just done. So I had to make sure that, like, if we're meeting, that I set alarms. Like I'm an alarm setter. Like I'll set alarms so that I can have reminders, so that I know also, because I know that I can get lost in time as well. I
Yeah.
also use music to help me. So I know songs are usually like 3 minutes, 40 seconds, right? 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'll know, like, okay, if 3 songs to get ready, 2 songs to, like that.
Yeah.
And it was, that wasn't the only relationship that was affected by just that one aspect, which is the aspect of time, So I had to train myself to be on time, and
Wow.
train myself to even be able to, because what would happen as well is that if I make plans with you, I can't do anything else, because I need to make sure that
I need to make sure that
yes,
I make it.
yes,
Yeah.
because also I felt so bad and guilty and ashamed of being late.
Yeah.
I felt,
And then I'm pretty sure your brain will convince you, no, you have enough time.
yeah, but do you ever
And you
have
will
enough
have
time?
enough
Like I,
time,
I
but you
definitely
start
feel
filling
like
it up
I
with
can
so many
do,
other things.
3 hours worth in 15 minutes, and trust me, I will do it. But that's also the thing, like, the ADHD brain works, dopamine is a huge motivator for our brains, as well as urgency. So that thing of a short amount of time, it's a great regulator.
So
That's
basically, you work well under pressure.
exactly, that's what it translates to. But then, it on the opposite end, there's also the disorganization, procrastination, and sometimes just the work required. The work required to do a task.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So with relationships, like, I've seen how, in general, living with any kind of mental illness requires an empathetic community.
Yeah.
And when it comes to ADHD, it's hard for people to empathize with something that a lot of people feel doesn't exist.
Yeah. I mean, with
And
things like depression and anxiety, these are things that people feel like exist,
yeah,
and they can sort of kind of relate to it more,
yes,
and they can
yes.
try and, be empathetic about it.
So how am I
But
going to
when it comes
explain
to
to you that,
ADHD, it's like,
how, where, how am I going to explain to you that, hey, I can't get a lot of things done without a strong motivation and a sense of urgency at work?
so it's like, so ma'am,
Is your
like,
salary not motivation enough?
is your salary not motivation enough?
And there's other things, hey, like
And even
finances.
when they do then apply that pressure on you, there's
Yeah.
a whole lot more that comes with it. It's like there's a procrastination, but it's also at the same time there's that, am I gonna get it done? Like there's so much.
Yes, because
There's so much
inside, the
more.
whole time you're anxious. The whole time you're like, there's a lot going on the whole time as well. Like finances. And I work with finances. I've worked with finances and my own finances. And where, if you have an issue with impulsivity, there's a lot of potential for
There's a lot.
problems. If you have issues with hyperfixation, imagine how many times you're going to change your hobbies and get into them. If you taking risks, so people with ADHD tend to be very strong risk takers, which is really great. But hey, with your finances, do you really want to be taking risks with your credit card?
And spontaneous, yeah.
Yes. Strong emotions and emotional regulation. Shopping is one of the best dopamines. Like you.
Ever. Retail therapy is the thing.
And so people with ADHD suffer from overspending. There's even something called ADHD tax, which is just, some of the financial issues that come with having the disorder, And as an adult, also, you're just like, I should actually have a grip over my life a little bit better than this. But I've seen myself, like, I would not open my mail, knowing that that's definitely a bill and it definitely needs to get paid. And I definitely will be in trouble if I don't do it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, ne?
Hi, you know what?
We laugh because we can't cry.
We laugh because we can't cry, really. And it's a lot. It really sounds like a lot. But kudos to you because you're holding it down, ma'am.
A lot of it is pretense, I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely very Rihanna about my life.
Fake it till you make it.
Yes.
But I mean, it's getting you by. At some point, it's gonna be real enough to not fake it anymore.
You know what? There's times where the faking became tools at some point, and then there's things that I've had to unlearn to take down and put off,
Yeah.
take them off my shoulders, and I don't need to do that work, so like finances. So I had this thing because in Germany you can't be bad with that stuff in
No,
Germany.
that's one of the things you need to have in check. Yes.
How are you ignoring your letters and living in Germany, girl?
Because they love their letters. They love their letters.
You know
That's
what I'm
the
saying?
main form of communication.
And so like I had a thing where I created a routine for myself that would allow for adaptability and flexibility and a lot of grace. So I had a day which was admin day and stress day, and that was the letter day of the week. So on that day, like, I don't look at anything else. It's just me, the admin, the letters,
The letters, the emails.
the boring activities that I don't want to do, and my
Yeah.
brain just absolutely does not want to do. And I'm like, Wednesday is boredom and pain day.
I need to get through it.
I need to get through it. And, so I would put that day aside and say, this day we suffer. And what I do in return, I would give myself Mondays off, where Monday we chill.
Yeah.
We chill, we relax. We don't think, you ask me how I am, it's Monday.
It's Monday. It's me day.
I'm taking time off my feelings. It's Monday. Because the biggest challenge for me with ADHD is how exhaustive it can be.
Yeah.
And how exhaustive the work can be, and how the work is constant and it needs to be consistent also. And if you don't do the work,
it's gonna pile up, and then you're gonna drown.
It's gonna be like the German letters.
You
and and it's not suffering with poor organizational skills, taking risks, depression, sleeping problems, constant forgetfulness and fidgeting, struggle with controlling your emotions. If you don't do the work and you don't advocate for yourself and support, and you're not patient with yourself in doing the work, you stay in that negative cycle of self-talk. You stay in that place of self-doubt.
And you just
guilt,
spiral into a hole.
Self-shame. And that feeds all the other things that already come with this thing that you're carrying: the depression, the anxiety, the loneliness of the journey, and the exhaustion, know? Yeah.
You really need to get up and, knuckle down and do some work.
But you don't have the energy, and your brain says, I don't have knuckles today.
Jelly fingers. I'm not here today.
No, actually, fingers. Let's paint my fingers.
Oh, my word. So you got your diagnosis here in Germany?
No. So I actually worked with a South African mental health care professional and doctor, because Germany is the mental health conversation in Germany is tough.
Exactly. Yeah, that's something I also wanted to get into, to say.
And it's even tougher as an immigrant.
Yeah.
And even tougher as a Black immigrant. And even tougher as a Black queer immigrant. And it's even just pile on pile on pile.
Female. It's a lot.
It's just a pile that has a pile that has a pile, So it took a long time for me to find someone that I could work with. And I had to even branch out outside of Germany and come back to South Africa and look here in order to be able to get the assistance that I needed. And at the time, like I said, I stumbled upon an ADHD diagnosis because I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety, and I was getting treated for that. So I was on medication and needed therapy, and unfortunately in Germany, I could not find places and spaces for me to be able to receive the adequate help and assistance that I needed.
Yeah.
without going through a colonoscopy, an endoscope of some sort, a brain MRI scan,
Yeah.
uh,
It's like they need to,
a
it's
family
like they
tree
need to find
analysis,
they need to find something physical to
a
explain
family
and
tree
account
analysis,
for.
you know,
Yeah.
breaking down my genome X5 2.3715 zip. So
Dissecting.
I was just like, girl, you're either gonna die or you find another plan. And actually, um, the sad part, and I mean, I know my privilege is that I was able to get the assistance that I needed in the time that I could,
Mm.
and that is my privilege and my, just the blessing and the benefit that I have. But a lot of people don't have access to that,
Yeah.
you know. And it, even me who has that privilege, it took so long. It took
Yeah.
so many months. It
Mm.
took a whole year for me to find a therapist in Germany and in South Africa. And then after that, it took an additional 7 months for me to receive an ADHD diagnosis. When we looked under the hood, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a long time for someone who had the time and fortunately, the spaces and the financial capabilities to be able to give myself that support. And I say that because it's what I had to do. I had to give it to myself.
Mm.
And I had to take it, even with my own community. I had to take my empathy and give myself the agency. You know, it's
Yeah.
not something that anybody has. And it's so sad for me. It breaks my heart for me, and it breaks my heart for other people that walk this journey, that I had to do it for myself. That I had, even when I remember when I was telling my friends and some of my family that, like, guys, I've been diagnosed with ADHD, and someone who knew me really well was like, oh, of course we knew that. And
Wow.
it broke my heart.
Yeah.
Like, it was funny in the moment, but later it broke my heart because I'm like, how have I been dealing with this and living with this whole time and experiencing these real daily challenges? And the
Mm.
people closest to me can just say, oh, we knew.
They could see it.
Yet I don't have and haven't had any kind of support, because you know everybody's walking in territory they don't know and understand, me included.
Yeah, that's true.
And it goes back to the stigmatization
Yeah.
of the disorder, and it goes back to the lack of representation and the education that's required, that people will see and can sometimes see, but the realness of it sometimes doesn't really hit home.
Doesn't hit
If
home so
Yeah,
much for them to lend a helping hand at least.
so that at the person that's actually going through this and dealing with this actually has the necessary tools and support that are required to be able to navigate their life in a healthy, fulfilling, and contentful manner.
Mm. So, having said that, from your perspective, how do you think others can support the mental health of someone who has ADHD when they see when they see the markers, or when you tell them or you share this information with them?
I think the first thing is to be kind with yourself, as the other person, even, and be
Mm.
kind with the person, because again, you're navigating territory you don't know. Everybody's going through discovery.
Yeah.
So be kind to yourself, and because that kindness is going to be necessary for the other work that's required, like being patient.
Yeah.
you know Patience is so huge in someone who actually has someone that's close to them that has ADHD.
Mm.
So yeah, be really patient, because the kind of support that people need is it goes into so many different places and so many different aspects, right? People need community, they need support, they need resources, they need to feel welcomed, they need to be able to be themselves without masking,
Yeah.
um, all of these things. They also require, accountability, sometimes assistance with things like depression, anxiety, substance abuse, sleeping disorders, OCD,
Mm.
things that people don't even know will also be a part of someone who lives with ADHD. Those are other mental problems that will just fafa, just a little,
That are just there,
just sprinkle a little sleeping
sprinkled on
disorder
top.
and a little OCD in there.
Oh,
So, they might need medication, they might need therapy, they might need education. Nutrition is something that's affected. So helping with a diet
yeah,
is something that's small but really like so important, because
goes a long way.
it goes such a long way. Exercise, being an exercise buddy is another thing, or being just any kind of buddy, because there's a
Yeah.
thing with ADHD that really helps, which is having a body double.
Mm.
And that's like a game changer. It's
What,
like a
what
game.
what exactly is that?
So a body double is someone that's just like there. And they
There
help.
to go through it
They
with you. Yeah.
they just help with distractibility, and they help with accountability. So it can look like a gym buddy. It can look like being in a co-working space. It can look like me and you sitting together while we study. It can look like sitting at a coffee shop with other people that are also at the restaurant. You know, it
Yeah.
can even be like a play, like me and my playlist, and how many songs it doesn't take
Playlist
for me to
buddy.
finish a shower.
Yeah.
Got
Just
my
to time and
Spotify
pace
buddy,
yourself.
you know. So someone who has someone that's like that is diagnosed, or maybe they has a diagnosis or has the markers, they need assistance with all of these things. So that's why I'm saying the patience is necessary,
Mm.
and the kindness on both ways,
Yeah.
because it's going to take a lot. It's to help someone who's extremely emotionally overwhelmed, for example. Like,
Mm.
how I can't help you regulate your emotions. I can't do it as another
Yeah.
person, you know.
I can only be there with you.
Yes, and then I can think about the ways that, what does that look like,
Yeah.
maybe I can assist you with your shopping. Or I have a cousin.
Mm-hmm.
I travel a lot, right? And I love to travel. And I hope that I'll be doing a lot of travel, like forever and ever and ever and ever, until I'm gonna be like energy and space and time traveling still.
Yeah.
So, but I struggle with packing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're not the only one there.
I struggle with
It's
packing,
either I underpack or I overpack. Hey, it's a
and
lot.
the functions required to pack: organization, planning and prioritization,
Yeah.
self-awareness, where, whomst, how. So I have packing lists that help me, and sometimes I have a cousin who I'll send her a message and say, I'm traveling and going to wherever, tell me what to pack.
Tell me what to pack.
And she'll send me a list. She won't ask me any questions about, oh, you're so crazy, what are you talking about? Oh, it's not that hard. Hey, stop being so dramatic. Hey.
What
She
do you
sends me
mean a traveling
she'll just
list?
be like, where are you going, how long, weather.
Yeah.
And that helps. And also, like another way to assist and be supportive is, again, like taking on huge tasks, and taking on tasks is really hard and challenging. So it helps for someone to break those things down into smaller tasks, or to start at the end and work on the things required in order to get there. Then breaking it up makes it small little tasks that are a little bit more manageable, right? So
Instead of having this big task ahead of you and you don't even know where to start.
and I'm like, no. Then I end up doing what? Sitting there, doing nothing, according to other people.
Whereas you're really just trying to
And wow,
dissect this
the
thing and try and
goal
see how you can
inside,
approach it.
it's chaotic. It's racing thoughts. It's random energy boosts about something else. It's the tangled wires and the multiple browsers all over. But I'm just sitting there doing nothing. So that's also another way to provide support, like to assist people in like little things like shopping, like, taking care of a household. Huge task, right? Hey, I do my monthly shopping. How about we do it together?
Yeah. Yes.
That is hectic support, you know. Even, you know what, let me copy from your shopping list.
Yeah. Let me give you my shopping list. Let's see what I need and I don't need, but at least you have a template.
Yes, and that's one of the things, like a template really helps. Routine can help, tools can help, but also it gets so much, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes just someone saying, it's okay, you don't have to do anything today,
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
it.
I got
Or
it.
someone saying, like, just, it's okay. Because if your brain is constantly moving all the time, your body's constantly wanting to move all the time, there's no space in between to be still.
Yeah.
There's no space to be calm, to take a
Inside and
breath. Yeah.
outside.
And
you know?
so you have to train yourself, and those are the things that help you self-soothe when you're feeling overly stimulated and overwhelmed.
Mm.
To be able to sit still and take a breath. I know,
Yeah.
like, for people with ADHD, meditation. Ha ha.
Meditation is key.
It's very key, but how you go meditate though? How you go
Yeah.
meditate though? So,
I mean, for
um,
example, at work, everything is moving so fast paced. For you to take a moment to just come back to your center, you need to have someone to give you that space to say, what,
yes.
just take a break, take a breather. I got it for now. Go and breathe.
You know what I would do with my team?
Mm.
I worked at a sustainable fashion company in Germany,
Yeah.
and I headed up the marketing department, and we did events,
Yeah.
5 events to 6 events a week in multiple cities at the same time. So it was a
Mm.
lot, like a lot all the time, which is that is food for my kind of brain. It's like brain food. But so one of the things that I would do with my team, because I wasn't actually the only person that had ADHD in the team, so I
Mm.
would set up these meetings in between the day where we would just take a break. We stand up,
Wow.
we take a deep breath, we stretch. During our meetings, I would add movement, maybe like a little
Mm.
light stretch, or, when the ideas are flowing, just let people stand up, let people be expressive, and, allow people to be able to be comfortable in the environment, and also allow the environment to adapt to those people as well.
Yeah.
And it seemed like to the people that were in my team that oh my gosh, this is so great, you're doing it for you, I mean for them, but I was doing it for me, really, because
Yeah.
I
Really. Because it's
need
like,
it.
I need it.
I need it. I need, so, like, everybody then knew that, like, 2 o'clock, they're stretcher.
Stretch hour.
Stretch hour. And it became a thing, and it became a thing of, like, and now I had this work community. This is my
And I
team
mean that also
supporting me.
brought in routine to the team. They
Exactly.
knew
And
that at
also,
this time it's time to shut down a bit.
yes, that, like, we're stretching now, and to stand up first, like, we had people would walk into our office space, and we're busy, like, stretching, and they're like, huh. And because also, like, there's certain, because of some of the characteristics that come with having ADHD, the good and the bad, and I really want to talk about the good as well.
Yeah.
You find people in certain spaces, so
Mm.
there's certain areas where you'll find us. Like, in my 20 plus careers I've had,
Yeah.
you find us. So, and, like, things where creativity is involved, where innovation is involved,
That's pretty
imagination is
much.
involved, adventure is involved, you find a lot of us in there.
If you're looking for us, that's where you're gonna find us.
That's where you go find us, where the drama resides, where the happy resides, where the adventure resides, where the
Yeah.
imagination resides. Yeah. And so, like, in like I said, there's, like, all these really great things, and there's always these, like, really horrible and difficult things. And I want to really say again to people that how you can support another person, and as well as yourself, just
Mm.
be patient, be graceful, educate yourself, talk to your people, go online, find a community of people who have people like that.
Educate
Because
yourself so that you know what
educate
you're dealing
yourself.
with.
Yes. And also, like, whether it's because it's children, yes, and it's adults, it's everybody's going through it, so if you see it, how can you find ways to be kind and supportive,
Yeah.
and even with a nudge, because even diagnosis is a hectic journey, and it's hard. It's full of grief, it's full of loss, it's full of what ifs and ups and downs.
Yeah.
So, like, everything is necessary. Love is necessary. Leading with that love is necessary.
Yeah. 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 Definitely. Definitely. So, how are you currently treating or managing your ADHD? Is it covered by the current treatment that you're anyway either way getting for everything else, or are there special things that you're doing just for the ADHD?
So there's special things that I'm doing. I was on medication, but I chose not to go on medication for ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
I made that choice
Yeah.
after some research and some work, and some conversations with my therapist as well. With my therapist, it's an all-inclusive journey, right? Because, like a lot of people with ADHD, there's also all these other mental issues. So we're constantly doing, well, not constantly, but when we do the work, which for me is constant, we're working on anxiety, on depression or depressive episodes, on OCD or obsessive compulsive disorders, on sleeping, on, so there's ways where now I'm creating and have created a system where I feel like, okay, this is kind of like how I can manage,
Yeah.
um, to find a way that's, for me, really important is adaptable. Really important for it to be adaptable so that it can meet my needs at all the different times, because, like the disorder, my needs are constantly changing.
So you constantly need to come up with new attack plans.
Yeah, but so I how I manage is making sure that I have the right support.
Yeah.
So I've really gotten my friends and my family to be a part of the journey with me. Um, so it's not just work that I'm doing; it's work that everybody's doing.
That
You know,
everybody's doing. So everyone is also
everybody
learning
gets
in
some
the
work, y'all. It's not just gonna
you
be
get the work, you get the work,
you get the
you
work,
get
you
the
get the
work.
work, you get the work. So some of those things that I was talking about, like things like making sure that I eat regularly
Mm,
and nutritiously,
mm, mm.
making sure that I have someone that I can talk to, be it my therapist, be it a coach, be it a friend, people that I can lean on.
Yeah.
I have my meditation routines. I journal almost every day because I have so many thoughts. So I
Yeah.
need to get them out.
You need to get them out.
I need to get them out. And it's so funny. Last weekend, I had a sip and stitch date with a friend. We were like just teaching me how to crochet some hats. I'm gonna look so cool, by the way.
Stitch.
Y'all ain't
Okay.
even ready. It's gonna be hat season.
A win is a win, ma'am. A win
You
is
know
a
what I'm
win.
saying? And remember when we were talking about like all these different hobbies and like touching
Mm-hmm.
um, and like this is one of the fabulous things about this brain. It like sparks things up, and you like literally anything you find interesting, you can be just let's go. It's on. So we had this date, and I was looking at their space, and I felt so seen, and I even asked them, like, do you or have you, or because I feel so seen looking at your stuff, being in the home. And I remember thinking, like, because I journal every day because I really need to get my thoughts out, and they journal regularly, and I have notes, and I have like all these things that people will say, like, oh, it's all these crazy things, and I was looking at someone with all these crazy things just like me, and I felt so seen.
Yeah.
And I felt like, oh
You felt
wow.
understood. You
Yeah,
felt
I felt understood.
validated. Yeah.
Yes, and this is the community. And I was just like, man, you know,
Yeah.
this is like my crazy ramblings are not crazy, and they have space.
Yeah.
And so whether you decide to go the medication route, which is fair,
Mm.
therapy, coaching, it doesn't matter, but you need a plan.
Yeah.
You need that for yourself. You need to create that for yourself, because it helps. It really does. And it makes life fabulous, because this thing can actually be a superpower, you know,
Mm.
if you
Mm.
work at it with the right ways. So meditation, really important. Try it. Keep trying it. I know it's hard. Please, please. And this is not like one of those ableist statements where like try harder, focus harder. No, it really isn't. I'm asking you to take yourself, you know, even if it's like 30 seconds, 4 deep breaths, eight
Mm.
seconds
Just zone
in,
out a bit and
eight
come back
seconds
to your
in,
center. Mm.
6 seconds out. You got it. That's meditation. Self-soothe. It's gonna
Mm.
help. It's gonna help when you're feeling overwhelmed. It's gonna help when you have that impulse control and you're about to whip out your card. You know, it's gonna help you. It's going to help you when you need to improve your focus in your relationships, in your work.
Yeah.
You know, exercise, it helps. It helps boost the dopamine in your body. It helps, you know, it helps your body like actually ground itself. It helps with the restlessness that you feel. It helps you improve your focus. Exercise, it helps.
It gets you tired enough to sleep.
And you know what? When you're suffering from a sleeping disorder, because you've
Mm.
got ADHD, actually that helps, because it's going to give you the energy you need when you don't have the energy that your brain says, and then it's going to tire you out so that you can get the rest you need when your brain is saying at 2 a.m, yeah, wait now.
And your brain is just going off.
And going off like, you know, there's the
Ratata.
this is
Ratata.
2 a.m in the morning. Hey, it's my piano.
Wire, wire. And you're just there like, it's 2 a.m.
Right. So those are the things that have helped me: educating myself, meditation, journaling, nutrition, exercise, therapy, coaching, you know,
Mm.
talking to my people, letting them know and making them be down, because sometimes they're not down.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, change my environment, add movement to things that I find boring, you know,
Yeah.
be myself without masking. When I'm masking, say to myself, it's okay. It's okay. You can let that go.
Yeah.
Find other places and spaces where people like me are existing, because I'm going to find additional resources there. I'm not going to feel alone.
Mm. And you might just learn a thing or two on how they are managing certain things that you're currently struggling with, maybe.
Exactly. Nana.
Mm.
Exactly. And
Mm.
you know, I think this is a superpower, as much as it feels, and it is kind of cursy, you know, because you'll be like, curse this brain of mine. But you know,
I mean, if it's something that you have to live with, you have to find the good in it. You have
you
to
know,
find the good in it.
and let me tell you something, honey. You know who you are, and you're listening to me. Stay delusional, baby. It's how you're gonna break the simulation.
Delulu is
Stay
Delulu.
delulu. It's gonna be your solulu, because the
Yeah.
world is gonna think that you're delusional, and everybody's gonna call you crazy,
Mm.
to the point where that you internalize that. I had to own crazy as a
Mm.
person. I had to
Mm.
own it. I had to take it so that people can't throw it at me,
Yeah.
and say, hey, yeah, I am crazy.
It
And
is
this
what it
world
is.
drives everybody crazy. But you
It
know
does.
what? I have a special brain that actually, like, I can get like a day off for my crazy. I don't know about you. I
I don't know about you, and you're
don't know about
crazy.
you and you're crazy, but I can get me at least a week off.
What about you?
What about you? You just regular schmegular crazy, ain't you? Mm-hmm.
I love the information that you gave us today. I mean, I definitely got schooled. I definitely got schooled. And I appreciate you for that. Thank you so much.
I'm grateful. I'm really grateful, and thank you for having me, and thank you for making this space, and having this conversation.
Mm,
We need more of this in so many different spaces, right? In
mm,
all the marginalized spaces, we need more conversations. We need more engagement, so that people can be able to take ownership and agency of their journeys,
mm.
because anything that happens to you and you're born with, you can't do anything about. But your healing
Yeah,
definitely is your responsibility, and that's where your agency lies.
it is.
So the power for me, especially post diagnosis, is actively living in the things that make this thing my power. You know,
Mm,
all the things, that the little quirks, the personality traits, all of those things, the things that people struggle with, the things that I struggle with, and seeing how I can harness those things, like the power of technology and AI
mm.
and chat GPT myself into greatness. So
Ah, soaring into the clouds.
listen, in space and time, I told you this. So, like, I'm passionate, and this is part of why. My outspokenness, my eagerness, my creativity, my dry humor,
Mm,
this is part of it. My
it's
bravery,
important.
like, not having a situation about taking risks helps me to be brave,
Yeah,
and that's my power in the world. And my intuition, the wonder, and the playful wonder that I have when I live in the world and I'm with people, that's part
mm,
of it. And the way I'm so spontaneous, how I'm so adventurous, my unique nature, my authenticity, even my sensitivity. My
yeah,
sensitivity is how I can connect with people. The empathy that I have and I can carry is how I can resonate with another person and have
yeah,
an actual, true, and authentic human experience for me. My imagination and my creativity make me a power anywhere that I go, whether it's in a conversation with a friend, in business, in entrepreneurship. People with ADHD are so great at having businesses. It's crazy.
yeah.
A lot of them are usually entrepreneurs as well.
Yeah, because
So
I mean, also just they just gel. They just gel with everyone, and
those things like, what was it that you
networking is not a problem.
networking, multitasking, work well under pressure,
I mean,
taking
the
risks.
CV is colorful.
You know what I'm saying? And all of this is just there for you naturally. Your brain is producing it, like, I don't know,
You have it all
like
at,
water.
at your fingertips. Use it. Mm.
Exactly. And so the education is part of the empowering, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing that, like, the greatest way that I've been able to love on myself is not just acceptance, but also surrendering into it.
Mm.
And that's, like, just allowed me to dive into my personal treasure chest and find out what jewels are inside. Find out, ooh, sparkly things.
Hey, no, man. Really and truly, you just opened my mind to so much more. It's like you just tapped into a little corner that needed to be opened. And
I'm
I really
glad.
appreciate that. And I know for a fact the information that you shared with us today impacted or is going to impact so many other people, those who have and those who don't have ADHD.
I hope so.
You know?
I truly hope so, with my heart. And it was my intention today to try and, like, share as much as I can without being like, hey, hey, how do everything, how do
ADHD.
oh, just like, okay, we're gonna make the conversation HD, but hey, the TV is good. It's just a little too pixelated. So I'm really glad. And thank you so much for having me and having this conversation with me.
My
I'm
dear, thanks to you. Thanks to you
I
because
really, like, if anyone, like, nice breasts, send us cake, money, or something, guys. We are doing good work. Don't be like Woolworths and
we're
ask
going to
us
leave
to
a
reach
paper
out.
link. We're going to leave a paper link on the description below.
In the
Send money.
description below. Because what do we need? We need support and
Yes.
motivation. And what is a love? And like, put your money where your mouth is sometimes, guys.
Yeah.
Really. It's important. Put your money where your mouth is. Like, I've had a friend pay for a therapy session.
Wow.
And we know how much therapy costs.
Therapy is expensive. Therapy is expensive.
It's not just
and I mean, also just like therapy comes in different forms.
Different forms. And and I've had friends show up for me and provide therapy for me in those different forms. Family, the packing list. That's therapy.
That's therapy.
That's therapy.
Taking you for a sip and
what's sip and stitch. That's therapy.
That's therapy.
Yes. And yeah, allowing my delusions to exist in a world that doesn't allow for delusion, because anything that exists outside of the norm is too much in the periphery, Mos. So allowing for that, because I get uzoba delulu in this world, Mugel.
Delulu HD, son.
HD.
This has been such a wholesome conversation, man, and I deeply appreciate you for coming on here and sharing.
Appreciate you. Like I said, when a beautiful woman makes a request,
you run, Sana, you run.
I need to be there. I don't even have an opinion. You're like, it's a great conversation. Yes, it's a great conversation. It was wholesome. Yes.
Yes.
It was wholesome.
It was informative. Definitely. I love this. I mean, clearly you had to run so that everyone out there can fly. So
now we're all sky high, Now
we're all sky high. We're soaring in the clouds, like we said. Outer space, son.
Yeah, thank you. This really means so much to me. You have no idea. Like the journey, it feels, to be able to have this conversation feels so full circle. From going to not knowing that I even had this thing that is an actual thing, and then having it bring comfort to know, having it bring grief, feeling great, feeling horrible, feeling relieved, feeling hopeless and doomed, and so it feels really great to be able to be in a place and show up in a place where I can say, hey guys, we all and no, we not all ADHD, DDHD, Destiny's D.
Destiny's D.
And
but I feel like you definitely made someone feel seen. In the conversation that we just had, you definitely made someone feel seen, someone feel understood, and I feel like you also shared enough information for someone out there to be like, oh, wait a minute, this describes somebody that I know, so I really need to do better.
I hope so. And love on yourself too, even through that conversation and through that chat. And you've got a little special somebody who's out there counting 3 songs. Two songs to make pasta.
Make it
2 songs to make pasta. Okay, 4 songs for makeup. 2 songs for eyebrows. No, not today. 3 songs for eyebrows.
1 song for baking.
1 song for baking. Eyebrows, brown. I don't like that brown top. Yes, I'm definitely wearing green today. That's it.
Thank you so much for your time. And
thank you.
I wish you all the best for the rest of the year.
I am looking forward to more late night sessions with our favorite bean.
Definitely there's going to be more, because there's so much more to talk about besides Lulu HD. I feel
also,
like we have a lot more conversations.
You're inspiring me. I really have to say, you're inspiring me. Like, You really are. Like, even this podcast, I was just like, look at this one being fun, fabulous, all that about it, on the game, doing it, having the tough conversations with the cool people, aka me. What?
Yes, of course. It's me just trying to channel my own personal delulu
No,
in
really,
another
like
direction, you
I
know.
feel quite inspired. I really have to say. And you're doing such amazing work, even just being
Thank you.
yourself.
Thank
Just,
you so much.
just, just.
Thank you.
Let's stay in
Oh,
our delulus. This is how we gonna break the simulation, okay?
we need to break the
We
simulation.
need to break the simulation. Hey, AI guys. I ain't gonna say much, but AI guys. Elon, you
AI
must
guys.
watch that one. AI guys.
Watch the space, son. Anyway, my dear, thank you so much. This has been great.
Thank you. Have a wonderful
And
evening. I just want to end it off with a, what was it? Gibberish. Injalo bethuna.
enjalo
And sizophila, sizokonwaba, sizoba mnandi,
sazoba lit.
sizoba lit.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to that lovely catch-up session that we just had on ADHD with the lovely Sibabalwe and Ngxola. I hope you guys enjoyed that and found it just as informative as I did. I wish you guys a lovely remainder of your October and a blessed slide into the second last month of the year, November, or rather Movember, where we'll be raising awareness for men's health, specifically prostate cancer, testicular cancer, mental health, and suicide prevention in men. I hope you guys take part in all of that, and I will see you guys on the flip side. The song at the beginning of the episode is Feelings by Monet featuring Yanga Yaya and Leon John. And I'm leaving you guys with the Humpty Dumpty song by my good friend Tato Reynolds. Enjoy and stay blessed. This is all from your bean with the biggest love.
So cute.
I am broken, I am open, I am way beyond repair. I'm hoping that you notice, cause I need someone to care. I wouldn't be out in the dark on my own if I didn't think I was already alone. See your eyes, you're pretending to cry, but just don't. Tell me that I'm gonna be okay. Tell me that you ever felt this way. I feel like you're just pushing me away. You don't wanna deal with me today. Now I know how Humpty Dumpty felt when he hit the ground. He came crashing down. There was no one there to help him. Everybody looked around. They were laughing loud. He felt like he had egg on his face. Felt like he was being replaced. That's how he felt. That's how he felt. I am morbid, it's contagious, so you best just get away. If you stay, you'll feel the same way, and your world will turn to gray. I'll be fine, need to clear my mind. Give me time and you'll see my smile. I'll be fine, need to clear my mind. Give me time and you'll see my smile. Breaking like the first dawn of day. So why'd you think it never went away? Now I know how Humpty Dumpty felt when he hit the ground. He came crashing down. There was no one there to help him. Everybody looked around. They were laughing loud. He felt like he had egg on his face. Felt like he was being replaced. But even though I know how he felt when he hit the ground, I'm still happy now. Maybe they were doing all they could to try to help him out, but they failed somehow. Now I'm the one who's got egg on my too easy.